Hi everybody, this is Kerry Goulder from Kid Giddy, and I'm going to show you today how to make little diapers for your 18-inch doll should you need them or want them. This will also actually fit a 14-inch doll if you have a toddler doll. To get started to make the diaper, we're going to need some fabric for the body piece of the diaper, and we're also going to need some fabric pieces for the two tabs, as well as some hook and loop tape. That will give you the option to move the tabs inward or outward to adjust to the doll that you're making this for. We're going to place our fabric right on the die. So here we have the bottom piece, and here we have the diaper tab pieces. Now you can layer up to 8 pieces of fabric onto your die, so right here where these pieces of fabric overlap, it's going to be okay. You put your cutting pad on top, nice brand new one, and a cutting pad on bottom. Now this die is one of our skinnier dies, so it works in any Big Shot machine, the Big Shot Plus and the Big Shot Pro as well. To start, we're going to sew both pieces. We have the outer fabric and we also have the lining fabric. We're going to sew both of these inner crotch seams. You want to back stitch at the beginning and the end, as well as use a 1/4 inch seam allowance. We have our two pieces, the outer and the lining piece, and I've flattened out our seams just to make it a little bit easier. We're going to be sewing this together, but first we want to make our little tabs. First we're going to sew all the way around the outer edge, and then we're going to cut little notches. It's just a simple little V shape. So you're basically cutting in one direction and then cutting in the opposite direction. After you do that, you're going to turn it right side out and then give it a nice clean top stitch. Once you finish your tabs, you're going to place the lining fabric down to the lining fabric, and you're going to center it from the top to that side corner and pin it in place. We're going to do that on the other side as well. And if you want to make sure that you have it in the exact same spot, you can layer the two together, place that, and now this is the exact same spot. Nice little trick for you. Now we're going to put our liner piece down on top. And you can pin this in place if you'd like, but I'm just going to show you with some pins that you want to leave a little opening right here. And then you want to line up your seam allowances on both sides. Once you've done that, we're going to sew from one pin all the way around to the other pin. Just make sure your corners line up, make sure your tabs are in place, and you back stitch at the beginning and the end. And use a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now that we've sewn all the way around our diaper, we're going to clip the corners and we're going to clip inside the legs. Clipping the corners is going to reduce the bulk, but clipping inside the leg is going to allow the diaper fabric to stretch. It's going to help relax it a little bit. And if you don't do this, it's going to have a hard time turning right side out. And we're just going to do every little 1/4 inch. And we'll repeat that on the other side. We've finished clipping, and now we're going to turn the diaper right side out. We're going to use our handy little turning tube because it is a smaller opening. Go all the way down to one corner first. With that out, we're going to poke out your corners gently. Make sure they're nice, crisp points on all 4 sides. And then we're going to top stitch it. When we top stitch it, we're going to end up closing this opening that we're using right now, and it will give it a nice clean finish. Because we clipped in here, this seam now lays nice and flat. If you didn't clip this, it would be all puckered up and really tight. It wouldn't lay this flat. So we've got our opening here. We're going to pin that closed, and now we're going to sew it closed. We're almost finished with the diaper. We've sewn all the way around to give it a nice clean top stitch, and now we're going to add our hook and loop tape. You want to add 2 pieces here on the front, 1 on each side, as well as a piece on each tab. When you're finished with that, you have a diaper that is adjustable to any size doll. I do like to clip the corners of my hook and loop tape so it's not so sharp, because this rougher piece is a little bit sharp. And then you can fit it right onto your doll. I look forward to seeing your little diapers and the things that you can create with this die.